Okay, let's go to our next story. You know, as an interventionist agency of government, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Nelfund for short, was established under the Loans Access to Higher Education Repeal and Reenactment Act 2024. That sounds a mouthful, but needless to say that whereas some states are taking advantage of this largesse, many others are not only pussyfooting, but shying away from it. Nelfund, we can tell you, is 1 year old and is still counting. Within the period, the fund has disbursed 56.8 billion naira to students, Diwali.
Yeah. Well, I think when we are talking about sustainable development,
yeah,
anywhere all over the world, education is surely one of the most important things.
Yeah.
Chief Awolowo ruled the Southwest for the Western region between 52 and 59.
Okay.
That's about 7 years.
Yeah.
7 or 8 years.
Effectively,
Yeah. And he introduced free education in 1952, which took effect in 1954, with about 400,000 students. Today, many of these people are professors known all over the world. Many of them will not have been able to go to school.
Okay.
Who are medical doctors, who are professors, who are leaders in every field all over the world, just for 7 years. So I think that any government that really wants to address development, you know, the real sense of it, it's not just about building bridges. It's not just about constructing roads. Education is far, 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 far more important.
It's the bedrock of the
human development. Like Aristotle said, that the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. And education is, the whole purpose is to turn, you know, a mirror into a window, as said by one philosopher. So anybody investing in education is investing in the lifetime of a country. Most of these students that are benefiting from this loan may never have had access to university education.
Oh, yeah.
They will have maybe ended up being drug barons, being dregs of the society. But with this education impacting on their lives, it has given them the capacity to also change the life of others in the future. So we are talking to see where about 550,000 successful loans have been given to students, totaling about 56 billion plus disbursed to cover tuition and upkeep allowances. So I think this is quite remarkable.
Okay.
For me, I think this is one of the most striking milestones that has been achieved by any government since 1999. We have about 2.1 million students in Nigerian universities. Okay. When you compare that population with our own population, you discover it is minimal. Because a lot of students who are brilliant in their own right don't have access to education because of poverty. Because of their parents are so poor. Even when they perform very well in secondary schools, there is no hope that they can go further. So they end up picking up jobs that does not define their destiny. So I think whatever we say about what is going on in this country, this is a remarkable development. And I'm happy that this is going on. And I'm also happy about the fact that it gives access to education. Okay. You know, more people are having access to education. More people are being empowered. Financial barriers are being removed. That does not mean that we have conquered all the hurdles. There are so many areas that we still need to, you know, address in terms of education, especially infrastructure. Especially, you know, we're talking about even students need to spend money on accommodation, on transportation, and so many other things that are left unaddressed. Funding for research, you know, and so many other things. And also the fact that we have a lot of mushroom universities that we need to address. But I think this is a major intervention within 2 years, and I think the government deserves, our commendation for this intervention.
But we cannot. Yeah, good. I like the way he has come about it. But there are still some folks who are not persuaded. You know, it sounds crazy. You know, they're adopting the look-see attitude. And I know that Borno State, for instance, welcomed the thing with both arms.
They are the highest applicants. Yeah, it's worrisome.
Oh yeah.
That because this thing is even IT compliant. So we expect students to take the initiative even more serious than any other person. So I know parents have a lot to play. They have a major role to play to let them know that they need to also push the students. I'm shocked that a lot of people are not even tapping into this. I know regions has a role to play, which is quite discouraging. I think it's high time we'll let them know that these successful applicants, Nelfund is even looking for more. Nelfund is pushing for more. It's telling people, come and take advantage of this. 550,000, in my view, is massive. And from what they are doing, this is even below their expectation. They want to do more. They want to release these funds. These funds are ready. And that shows great commitment about this administration. As much as this particular bill precedes this administration, but for the fact that this administration is taking the lead, and that's why you saw that mouthful thing. You know, the one that was approved before, they had to drop it and, correct all the anomalies in that particular bill for it to now be, enacted again. So kudos to Nelfund, kudos to a lot of students who are taking advantage of this, to the extent that Nelfund is even considering private students. Students from private university in the next 3 years. But for the public universities, parents, those of you who are saying you don't know how you will send your children to school, please tell your child, if you are not internet compliant, tell your child to search about Nelfund. It's not, you don't have to know anybody to access this loan. So I think it's something that should take advantage.
Nelfund is Nigeria Education, fund. Go there, tap into it.
And it's as simple as that. They will even be giving you money to take care of your monthly. There will be a monthly allowance you can also have access to. So I do not see any reason why anybody should not take advantage, especially our friends from the Southeast. Will understand that sometimes they feel the word loan is not something encouraging, but the terms and conditions are so enticing. It is not interest-based, and when you are paying back when you have a job. You're not even paying back when you don't have a job.
Remember what one cynic said? He said, if you think education is too expensive. Try ignorance.
And it's quite more expensive.
Ignorance is much more expensive.
Much more.
Okay, again, we fall back on our own BKO.
The team captain.
Team captain, Are you there? So, let's go.
No, I'm happy that Nelfund is solving big problems in the educational sector. If not for Awolowo's free education, a lot of the big Nigerians today would not have had access to education. I recall speaking with Awomolosan, Baba Awomolosan. And he told me that he's extremely grateful that Nelfund has come into Nigeria's education ecosystem because he benefited a lot from students' loan. He is a beneficiary of student loan, and he's happy that before his lifetime again, younger people are benefiting from it. 550,000 successful loans application out of 600,000 that applied. It's a massive figure, and the percentage is incredible. So it's something that the deprived students need to take advantage of. Many people have applied that they didn't succeed, maybe because of internet issues and other problems, or maybe some of them were just simply testing the waters. They are not sure. But there are people already benefiting. what we must do is try our best to keep Nelfund on stream. Thanks to EFCC, a good chunk of the money that EFCC has recovered from the enemies of our country who are stealing from all of us is being used to sustain this program. Nelfund has also played a big part. Some of the seed money came from Nelfund. Okay. So hopefully, government will continue to fund Nelfund, and Nelfund will improve its processes. They need, students who are applying need to be able to apply seamlessly. There are still some teaching problems, and some schools are known to hold back information from their students so that they can benefit from the fact that not enough students are applying and applying successfully. So there are gray areas that have already been identified. Hopefully, the system will be a lot easier, whereby directly from their school portal, students should be able to have access to these loans. And some students are receiving payment after they have left school. Okay. This is unwholesome. This is not good at all. So when students apply, efforts must be made to ensure that they have access to the money in good time, not when they have left school. Because when they have left school, they really don't need the money. They need the money when they are in school. Some are receiving even the allowances that they need, you know, to keep body and soul together after they have left school. Yeah. You are paying them those allowances, those little stipends that are part of the Nelfund package. That should not be the case. The system must get better. Technology is something that we all cherish. So we have to continue to improve on it so that people can have access, you know, in a very fast manner. It's a good thing. In just 1 year, we have good stories to tell. 550 successful loan applications, 58 billion plus already disbursed. It is good news by every shred of the imagination. And those who are saying that the government has not achieved anything, there's no way they can say this is not an achievement, except they suffer from a disease that we cannot explain at this point.
Biko, thank you very kindly again for that intervention. We'll return to our man later on. But let's tackle our next story. You know, with two